Factor by grouping. And it is pretty straightforward, which is a good thing. Let's go to Unit 5 objectives and add in factor by grouping. And this is page 50, correct? What? 51. They don't have yesterday's. Okay, here we go. Factoring by grouping. Factoring by grouping. Ladies and gentlemen, factoring by grouping is pretty basic, meaning it does not hide from you. It's right in front of you when you factor. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So factoring by grouping is something that's done when you have a polynomial with 4 terms. Every time you factor by grouping, you are going to see a polynomial with 4 terms. And they range from really obvious, easy, to a little bit more difficult. So you have a polynomial with 4 terms. You split the polynomial in half. If it has 4 terms and you split it in half, how many terms are in the first half? 2. And how many terms are in the second half? 2. You split it in half. You look for the factors. And pull them out. This is what we did yesterday. You split it in half. You look at the first 2 and factor it. What we did yesterday. Then you look at the last half, the second 2, and you factor it. And then the last part is factor out the parentheses. And this will make sense, I promise, when you see it. This will make sense when you see it. Split the polynomial in half. Allie, put your phone away. Look for the factors. This is what we did yesterday. And then factor out the parentheses. So here's a really basic example. Seven x minus 3 minus 2x x minus 3. This has already split it in half. Here's the first half. Here's the second half. It's already factored it. Right now, all I have to do is step 3, factor out the parentheses. What do they both share? They share x minus 3. I factor out the parentheses. I factor out the parentheses. What's left behind?
7 and 2x. Negative 2x.
7 minus 2x. Let's try another one. Basic. 9x, x plus 4, plus 3x plus 4. What do they share?
X plus 4.
So we factor out what's in the parentheses. They share. What's left over?
9x and 3.
Okay, Alex, you need to answer correctly, please. Yes.
Will they always be the same in parentheses?
No. So what if it looks like this? What if it looks like this? Do they share anything? Do they share parentheses? Are these the same? No. So your answer, you don't have one.
So it's only if it's the same.
Only if it's the same parentheses. You factor out what they share. So these are the easy problems. Let's try a more difficult problem. 12a to the third minus 9a squared plus 20a minus 15. This problem isn't as straightforward. It doesn't already have the parentheses. So I split it in half. It's a 4-term polynomial. I split it in half. Factor this first one. What do you get?
3 and 4.
They share a 3. And how many a's? A squared. $12 divided by 3 is a to the third divided by a squared is negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 9 divided by negative 9, or a squared divided by a squared is
0.
split it in half. Now let's do the back side. What can they both be divided by?
5.
20 divided by 5
4.
with an A. Negative 15 divided by 5. You guys, what should happen is that these two things inside the parentheses now are the same.
My God.
Because now I can factor out the parentheses. 4a minus 3. And what's left over?
3a squared plus 5.
3a squared plus 5. 3a squared plus 5.
Is that it?
That's it.